Players, hi, howdy, how's it going?
Hey.
Hello. La, 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 la.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome, listeners, to the Usual NPCs. I'm your Game Master, Tony Brett, here with our honestly unbelievable cast, Asia.
Hi, I'm playing Althea Bloomheart, and I'm cute as hell.
Hey!
Oh, that's great.
No, because I love that.
John.
Hello, I'm playing Levi, and I just almost derailed this entire podcast just taking it over.
And he's cute as hell.
That's
cute as
right!
hell.
Oh, yeah! Yes, bitch!
Hi, me.
Hi, I play Boomer. And I'm frankly cute as hell.
Oh, yeah!
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Leaving us with Spencer.
I am playing Fitzgerald Rollins, builder of bridges, master of the powwow, and also cute as hell. But not as cute as my son, Honeybun.
Ah.
Cutest of them all.
Yeah, you got us with that one.
My son, Honeybun. A story.
Who wants to give us a recap on what happened last time?
I said I was going to pick someone different this time because he makes a shit show of it every time. But
He does, but isn't that kind of
Still
our,
nominate
like our
John.
brand?
yeah, I kind of like it.
Stick with it.
John,
So-
go ahead.
After diffusing about 3 or 4 or 5 of Tony's sessions by jumping down the the staircase, circumventing literally all of Tony's plans, we came face to face with the supposed people that were supposed to kick of their asses, which are 2 people named Belial and Gormir. For those who do not remember / do not know, Belial is a half-elf who happens to be many, many, many years dead and undead specifically. And then Gormir is a fire giant? Question mark? Some sort of large giant creature. And we were chatting and we were becoming buds, except when it was suggested that Belial wants to kill all living creatures. So we brought in Skjaldar and had kind of a powwow and realized that there's something really fricky wicky about the past. So I wanted to say fucky wucky, but fricky wicky
This is an adult
sounds
podcast. You can
hilarious.
say that.
It's fricky wucky. So Skjaldar remembers all the mortal races being created after the big war with the gods and the giants happened. The giants and the undead half-elf remember that the mortal races were around, and they were kind of thrown into a prison after losing a battle with, or thrown into this like pit, after losing a battle with the gods. I think something like that. Maybe I'm getting a bad look from Tony Brett. Maybe that's not true. But
I don't remember describing a pit of people, but
oh well, it wasn't a pit of people. It was like it was some old ruins, and then there's a what is it called? It's a forge at the bottom of this like structure.
you're talking about where Gormir
landed.
and where they're trapped at the moment.
And so we kind of got everyone together and said, hey, let's not kill each other. Let's first kind of find out what's going on, because there's obviously like some sort of weird stuff going on. And we need to then we need to wield this sword that we were able to just find, and then go find Skjaldar's sister.
Presa.
Racer,
Hey,
thank you.
look at you. You read the lore.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's a good name. Actually, I could not make that more terrible because it's quite a lot of interesting things happened. And I felt like it.
The notes were definitely in the Discord, and they were right there for you.
I'm literally reading.
You did that. Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure
You're
that's
welcome.
the only reason we keep him on board is that it can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's what I'm best at.
Also, he made such a sunny character.
He did. That's cute, I guess.
Cute as hell.
Cute as
Cute as
hell.
hell.
There you go. Alrighty, so last we left off, you were sleeping in the, feel free to take a long rest, of course, as you have leveled up and all that.
Oh. Yes.
So you are waking up in the room where all of the many weapons they've made over hundreds of years, if not thousands, have just kind of been thrown. And you were given permission to take some fun weapons from this area, so here I will tell you all the weapons you have received in doing so. Fitz, you will be given a light crossbow of warning. In D&D Beyond, because of how its vernacular works, it is listed as crossbow, light of warning.
Of warning.
Althea, you have been given the Fate Cutter Shears. They are usable as a dagger, have some fun effects on them, and are shears, which I think is flavorful. Boomer, this one is much less directly interesting, but it's a ring of invisibility. You just have a ring of invisibility now.
Oh my god.
And
Did you say
Levi,
that is less directly interesting?
I mean, it's not like a weird funky item that has a weird funky effect. It's a ring of invisibility. It gives you invisibility.
Yeah, I think it's
the most
directly
straightforward of the
extremely
items.
interesting. Yeah, certainly.
And
Thanks.
Levi, you are given the Shield of the Uven rune.
I have no idea what that is,
So-
but cool.
Uven is
I am
spelled Uven, if you have to look that up to add it to your character. Go ahead, Althea.
I am so sorry. I immediately forgot what my item is called.
That is fine. They are the Fate
tell me again.
Cutter Shears.
ADHD. Okay.
Hey,
Oh, that's cool.
Let me
Okay.
look at you.
I have advantage on initiative rolls. That is great. Don't want to be caught
Someone-
unawares.
Someone needs to at some point bring up how shitty these shears look. And I tell you, they still work anyways.
Oh, I
you're
didn't
an
see a
enemy.
picture of them when I looked up their rules.
I'm gonna read some stats. Is that okay?
Yeah, feel free to take just a second to read your stats.
Nice.
Oh, I'm using this instead of a regular dagger. All
That's
the time.
goal. I figured like a knitting needle and a pair of shears is like so on theme for Althea as your new dual wield dagger setup.
Oh, hell yeah. Especially, you know that anime?
Is it Kill a Kill?
Kill a kill.
There's Kill a Kill, but also another one where she has like a big, like, I don't know. But Kill a Kill, yeah. So I'm like, that's me.
Ooh, fun fact for anyone who watched Kill a Kill back when they were in like high school or earlier, don't go back and rewatch it. It's too horny. It does not hold up. It's very unfortunate.
I love Kill la Kill.
I love it
Me
too. It's
too.
amazing, but the horniness of it goes a little too far, in my opinion. It's
I mean, it is really
It's
horny.
pretty crazy.
as someone who is past the age of 20, it's a little rough for me.
I was older than 20 when I watched it, but
I also was.
I do
I
not.
watched
These
it
either.
people
because
are
I
like,
was a
fuck
fan
you,
of-
Anthony.
Okay, well maybe I'm becoming a bit of a prude then. That's my bad.
You don't know me. I'm nasty.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Cute as hell and nasty as fuck. All right.
Have you all familiarized yourselves with your items?
I'm not sure what mine does exactly.
Mine.
Ring of Invincibility.
I can't see it.
I'm kidding.
It adds force damage on your attacks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine gives an
yeah.
extra d6 force damage, and after I attack somebody with it, a crit is considered a 19 or a 20 on them
Nice.
until I take a long rest.
Begone the entire fighter class. You've been rendered completely useless by Althea's scissors.
Mine gives me immunity to cold damage. Immunity. And then also a rebuke attack where a creature that hits me with melee attack, I can use my reaction to deal necrotic damage to that creature as a reaction.
Wow.
And then Bane, I can cast Bane with the shield. I can use the shield at some point to basically turn it into a +1 weapon that gets a +3 against a lot of creatures, but it destroys the effect of the shield and most of the things with it.
That's really
That
fucking cool.
Yeah. So if I end up with like a cool non-magical greatsword, I could just be like, nah.
Yours is OP. I'm taking your sleeping stone.
Okay.
Oh,
mine-
right. Yeah, go ahead.
Mine is I get advantage on initiative rolls. Advantage on initiative rolls. No one in my party within 30 feet of me can be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. This weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins. So we're always on alert.
I believe there is a little bit of text at the very beginning of that seems flavorful, but I think is important.
This magic weapon warns you of danger.
It goes off like an iPhone default alarm whenever danger is nearby.
I have a D&D question.
Oh,
My Eldritch Cannon says, once per long rest or expend a spell slot of first level or higher. Does that mean I could use it twice during a long rest if I expend a spell slot?
you can use it as many times as you have first level spell slots, +1 for the one daily one.
I want to fight.
Well, you've got 3 targets here. Which one would you like to start the beef with?
I mean, frankly, 5 targets if you're creative enough. You have Gormir and the other guy.
Belial.
Belial, thank you. Gormir and Belial here if you wanted to really get nasty.
We've got Skjeldar too, frankly.
He has already fucked off, actually. The man
he did?
wastes no time. Yeah, in the night, he was gone.
Well, hopefully he holds up his end of the bargain.
Absolutely. A lot happened down here. It seems like that not a lot is clear, so. What's our current situation? We slept overnight there, right?
Mm-hmm. You have woken up and given your various items, and your next step is Sparrow's Rest.
Oh no, our next step is to go get my son. I need to pick up Honeybun before we go back home. I need to show him to my father.
Sounds fair enough.
Let's go.
Yeah. Has it been like 2 weeks, basically, that we've been up north?
Yeah, absolutely. With travel time and everything, I'd clock it right around that.
Well, I'm impressed that we've made such good time in 2 weeks. I guess it's time to head back south. So yeah, let's go pick up Honeybun and then start making our way.
With the Draugr problem more or less taken care of, you have no issue making your way back to Karnath's lair with impeccable time, honestly. And upon arriving, since you've been gone for about 2 days from the lair, you see not only are things going pretty well altogether, But when you enter in, you see that the main cave area that was originally so densely overpopulated that it was hardly room to walk through is now, honestly, at about half capacity at most. There are even temporary tents set up in the front that seem to be empty, where you see one person ahead of you as they enter the cave a little ways ahead. They actually get ushered into one of these temporary tents until they can get themselves set up, so...
Oh.
Oh.
Do you think that we'd be able to tell them that they can go back? Because if we've stopped the Jocker attacks for a little bit, we can at
Yeah, they
least
should be fine.
caution. Yeah.
I
And
don't
Go ahead.
worry about any of the people in the cave. I immediately walk into the cave and I yell, Honeybun! Who has my son? Honeybun? Where
and
are
you
you,
see
boy?
the gentleman who was running the cave before, the little halfling feller, run forward, Honeybun in hands, his face a decent
Or
bit
bad.
scratched up, but Honeybun seems no worse for wear and frankly quite happy as he says, "Oh, here he is for you. Please go ahead and be with your family. Please be with your family now."
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I hope it wasn't too much trouble for you.
Oh, no trouble at all. None at all.
I scoop him up. I put him in his little baby Bjorn, not Bjork. And I put him, and I walk back to the back of the party, and I let Levi handle telling everyone. Just pet him.
I see you have all come back. Were you successful? I should hope.
Surprisingly so.
Oh?
It's a long story to talk about, but yes, we were successful. Listen. So, you should be able to return home now. Although, next steps are going to be a little bit uncertain. Without going into the crazy details, the Draugr are not eradicated, but they're going to stop coming for a while.
Can you give me a persuasion check?
Oh, yes, I can.
Because what you're saying is a little far-fetched, my friend.
Bardic as well.
Man, I just got some really bad rolls. That's a 9 in total.
With a 9, he says, "Oh, well, so all of the Draugr are still, alive-ish?"
Yes, actually, that's correct. Listen, I'm not saying that, everyone just, pull up and get ready, but it might be worth, having a few people go back to the homes and seeing about, putting up some defenses or just using the opportunity to your best.
Clean up a little, maybe.
Yeah. I would say that we have about a month to get kind of things figured out before things either pop off in one way or another. But it gives you and your families here an opportunity to either go back or to go back and salvage and, do what you need to do.
Oh, well, I believe we've had a few people who volunteered to be part of the first search party to go out and return to their homes, so, yes, we'll send them out post-haste. That's wonderful, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I guess Karnath is doing all right with you all?
Oh, he is wonderful. Just such a gentleman, really. His help in all of this has been instrumental, and honestly, I think we'll start using this as our furthest north outpost. It seems safe, and, well, between us defending it and working with Karnath, who, I mean, as you well may know, has quite the bit of ability to defend himself, we might even be able to start setting up more permanent places out here in the north.
Yeah, certainly. As long as you guys are working together, it sounds great. Okay, great. Well, we should be off. While we were stopping by, I wanted to at least pass on the good news that things are going to be much more stable for a little bit. So it gives you an opportunity that, if you need to get some things in order, that you can do so.
Of course. It is getting a little dark out. Would you like to, perchance, rest here for the night, or are you off right away onto your next portion of your journey?
I kind of look to the others and I say, I think resting here for the night. I mean, we've been making good time without the jogger on the roads. We should try to sleep in any sort of warm location that we can.
It is important
Although the
to
sword
note.
is helping.
It is important to note. Not only did you not get accosted by any Draugr on the way here, but since everything in the morning, the Draugr as well as Belial were not there when you woke up. This includes the hundreds of Draugr bodies that were outside of the forge.
I don't know. What do you think, guys? I don't think we're as pressed for time right now.
Yeah, that sounds... I think Boomer has been sort of dragging his feet maybe a little bit. Not like to a dramatic extent, but like he's not pushing forward,
Well, yeah. Let's hang here for the night, and then we'll head off in the morning.
Oh, well, that sounds delightful. We have some temporary tents that are set up, and you are welcome to use them. We've been using them for new incoming peoples from a couple towns. It's only been a couple days, so we haven't had many, but it's nice. It gives them a lot of confidence, a lot of hope, seeing that we have things more or less under control.
Sounds excellent.
You
Thank
guys
you.
are doing great work.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
How many people are here?
So at this point, it's hard to get a perfect judge, but you've been here a couple times. It's probably at least 400 or 500 in total.
Is it more or about the same as when we left?
It's a couple more. It's not noticeably. Judging by seeing the people taken in and everything, it's likely more, but not by any noticeable amount at this point.
But they're sort of more well spaced out. There's more room for them to move around.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You also notice that spirits are significantly higher at this point.
That's good. Yeah, Boomer seemed, I'm sure, he's not gonna, these are things that he's not saying out loud, but he looks pretty happy at that.
That's good. That's good. Alrighty, if we're just resting for the night, that is all good. Is there anything anyone would like to do before they go to sleep for the night?
I don't happen to have any money, right?
I mean, I don't keep track of your character sheet.
We haven't. Well, we haven't picked up cash or anything from around. We haven't been looting money.
We have a little bit.
Not really. Yeah, not much. And also, I mean, the Draugr don't usually keep much on them.
Right. I think at some point I'd probably write a letter, and the letter just kind of, to back home. But understanding that they don't have a mail service here, anyone could probably see me just out in the open writing the letter next to some light. But then I would be kind of saving it for when we get to a town or a fort or something that has mail service.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think Boomer will give you your space.
Fitz does the opposite. Walking around with Honeybun, holding him tight still. Everything okay, Levi?
Oh, me? Yeah, why?
I don't know. We've been at this for about 2 weeks. You've written about 5 letters. Do you have someone back home for you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I keep in touch with my dad.
You have a
of
father?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, okay.
It's he's back home. Whenever we've picked up little bits of cash here and there, I, have, sent it back his way. But, of course, the
Oh,
last few weeks from not really having access to any mail, I haven't had a good opportunity really to send anything home. But I figure since we're heading back to civilization, might as well prep and say, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm alive. I just don't happen to have any cash this time.
Oh, here's 5 gold pieces for you. And your family. Is your family not doing well, or is your father not able to work? It's not often that I see children sending home money to their parents.
Yeah, it's well, like, are you sure? Like, I don't want to just take your money. Like, I mean, it, like...
Yes, I have. I look at Honeybun. I have everything I need.
Oh.
Okay,
And also, I'll
thanks.
be on more after this happens. I'll be on more expeditions, and yeah, I don't know. It's fine.
Sure,
Money
sure,
comes
sure.
to me.
Yeah, so, my dad started to, go blind, and so he was a blacksmith, so his kind of line of work requires a little bit of sight, and it's hard to do that without, sight. My mother was in the military, but she,
Oh, mine too.
yeah, we get. Yeah. I remember hearing about that a little bit. Her stipend doesn't really cover his needs and expenses. So, my older 2 siblings, they are artists and workmen, and they do fine for themselves, but, they don't make a ton of money from where we're at. And so I figured, I'll try to send home whatever I can. I mean, like 5 gold pieces. I mean, this might not be. This is a lot for me. It may not be a lot for some other people, but I mean, this is a couple months on the wall for me. So this will go really well for, my dad. And you see me drop in the 5 gold pieces into the letter.
Can I?
Althea
Can I smooth criminal myself and pop in another 5 gold pieces?
I'll
Can I
allow
just
it.
have
Give me
them
that sleight of
teleport?
hand roll.
Althea would like to just quietly pop in. She has already done her night routine. She has her bonnet on. She's just gonna put 2 gold pieces in the envelope and then disappear.
That is a 19.
That is
Oh yeah, no,
plenty versus Levi's passive.
Okay. Yes, I put another 5 gold pieces in. Honestly, Fitz never thought to ask about Levi's family history. I just assumed that, I honestly was surprised that he had a father. But I guess I have a lot of questions for you. When you say that your father has gone blind, is there some reason for this? Or, like, have you seen doctors, or have you seen healers or practitioners of any kind?
I mean, it's just age, I'm the youngest of 3 siblings, and, just over time working, it's, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like, his eyes have gotten really foggy. And so it's just, he can't see in the detail that he needs to be able to, And it's as far as healers and things. I mean, all of those things cost a lot of money. And we're not well off by any means.
Do you think that if your father had his sight, that he would still be able to work, or is age pretty much his limiting factor? Like, would he not be able to work anymore?
I mean, he was an accomplished blacksmith, and he would be able to work. Part of it is the fact, potentially, but I mean, especially where we're at, some of the work is changing over time, right? You have people like Althea who's able to make things with magic, which is really cool, but working with just iron, making nails and hammers and basic things, that's fine and good, and the people need those things, but because of some of the different changes in our world, it's just not as valued. So even without the loss of his sight, I don't think he's making all that much. Even if in his poor sight, he's still able to hobble together nails and things like that of pretty basic shapes, but even as that becomes more of a struggle for him, there's not a lot of money in hammering out iron nails. Just like there's not a lot of money in guarding on top of walls, or,
I see.
Making wooden posts, or, cobbling stones.
I think hearing this, Fitz has a big heart. He likes to help people, but in hearing Levi's story, I'm not sure what I could do, and I think that frustrates me. We could send him to healers. I could pay for him to be healed, but Levi's right. The art of craft work like that, it's not as cherished anymore. Scrivmere is a good example of that. A lot of people don't really have an eye for the design that they put into a lot of the things that they do, and it doesn't really seem like they care. But I don't know. Fitz feels a little sad about hearing Levi's situation. Levi, I'm not sure if this will help you, but I would like for you to write to your father and your mother and see if they would be willing to travel to Sparrow's Rest to see some of the healers that we have there. I wouldn't mind paying for, some of it and seeing if we can. I mean, from this alone, we're going to get a pretty penny. So, maybe this is just a thought, if you'd like to put it out there and see if they would not mind leaving the walls to make that journey.
I think Levi initially is like, he kind of like looks around, like, really? He kind of has this like look on his face.
Yes, you're not being punked. You're not being punked. Ashton Kutcher will not come out of the cave over there. I am true. I am honest. I am here for you. You saved me from the Draugr, and I told you that I would repay that kindness, and I would like to at least attempt to try.
And Althea, did Levi see you slip in the 2 gold pieces as well?
She's gonna come back and be like, "You might want to spread that out."
Yeah. And even just like thinking about it, just like having like this letter just heavy with gold, and kind of seeing the long letter like back to back, kind of covered with words. Takes out a second piece of paper and says, "Yeah, I may split this. Hold on, wait. How did 12 gold coins get in here? What the?"
This world is full of magic, my friend. Save that envelope. Actually, switch it to a different envelope because that envelope might actually multiply your gold. Just saying.
Yeah, kind of looks between you two. Thanks. Levi's just a little bit like, befuddled with like the amount of gold that he has in his hands. But after a second of trying to thinking things over, he says, "I'm going to send one to my older sister, and she can help him get to Sparrow's Rest, maybe with some of these funds, and then the other gold can go to him directly, and this will help cover some of his boarding and food for a while. So not a long time, but a little bit."
Of course.
Thank you so much. Your offer is extremely kind.
No worries. Like I said, when I intend to repay, I deliver.
Levi just kind of nods
and then realizing that he's getting a little too sweet, he says, "All right, I need to go change the diaper. All right, I'll be over here. Bye." And then I just like run off.
As usual, Toot walks in.
"Hey, little guy."
I'm asleep.
Althea is now asleep as well. She has a face mask, an eye patch. What do you call it?
Sleep mask.
Sleep mask.
Sleep mask, yeah.
You all peacefully fall asleep at the night, finally feeling some level of security, being in a cave that you know you've made into a safe space for people as you've driven the Draugr away through diplomacy and taken care of the biggest threat here through the same ideals. It's one of the most peaceful nights of sleep you guys have had in a while. But unfortunately, Althea, you are roused from that sleep as you feel just an ever so slight burning sensation in your arm.
Can I look at it? And the last time I looked at it, we were still further south, right?
A little bit, but not too far. This is the farthest north you've been other than the forge itself. And the last few times it was burning, it was just because Skjaldar was near. It seemed like the sensation was directly linked to your proximity to Skjaldar. Whereas the decayed look of it was directly related to how far north you've gone.
Does it look...
It looks, I'll admit, it looks pretty bad right now.
So wait, it's burning. Can I leave my tent and like look around?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh,
what you got?
That is a 22.
Ooh, a 22 is very nice. Allow me to make a roll for something on my end. As you look around, you see all the other tents and things around you. Only a few people are milling about still awake this late at night, but nothing in particular stands out as odd to you. But you can't shake that odd heating sensation in your arm. It's not to a full painful burn like it was when you were, almost within distance to touch Skjaldar, but it's definitely warm. Very warm.
So like if I go to the mouth of the cave and look around, Still nothing?
Nothing in particular. In fact, by the mouth of the cave, it seems to get a little bit cooler, but it's not an exact locator as far as it goes, so it's a minimal difference.
Okay.
And as you look around into the dark, cold, snowy wastes, you feel suddenly, almost in an instant, the heat go away.
Okay. I suppose I will go back to bed.
All right. You have a little bit of trouble falling back asleep due to a small uneasiness that you feel, but you do eventually sleep and wake up in the morning, not quite as well
Feels the
rested
tummy
as you'd
issues.
like, but you do well enough. And you all awake with a little bit of morning light coming through the mouth of the cave. The cold air nipping at you, as always, but that's definitely nothing new at this point. Yeah.
What was that? What was the water's name again? Karnath.
Mhm.
Karnath. I call her Karnath. Karnath, I thought you were starting a bed and breakfast. Where is the breakfast?
You hear the little pitter-patter of incredibly rushed feet run to you as you hear a familiar voice say, "Oh, I'm coming, please, be patient, oh heroes, please." As he runs up to you, and you see him immediately pop his head into your tent and say, "Well, Karnath is always making sure to expand the space for our people and make sure that there's plenty of water and things. If you need breakfast, though, we have plenty of food here for you. Plenty indeed. Let me go get something for you, please, just hold on a moment." And he runs off.
See, now this is service. I'm so glad we helped set this up.
Absolutely. I'm starving. I don't really
this is
like to
great.
think about payback, but man, if I can get it in my way to food, that'd be amazing.
While we're waiting for breakfast, I want to tell them that I had a feeling, and I look pointedly at Levi, because I think at this point he's the only one that knows, and that we were being watched last night. So everyone just kind of keep their guard up.
Did my bow go off?
Your bow did not go off. It did not rouse you from your sleep.
What did you feel?
I get like I have sort of a sixth sense whenever I think what are they called? Acer? Are near, or gods. I mean, I don't think I've been around a god, but if they are different, then it has only been proven with Acer so far.
Do you know where this feeling comes from? Is it like a premonition type thing, or have you always been able to do this?
No, for the past, well, it happened for the first time around Skjaldar. But I suppose I have had the ability for about a year now.
What?
All right. So she's gonna lift up her sleeve and take her glove off.
Oh!
You all see
Oh,
in
God!
front of you a
What is that?
wrinkled, blue with atrophy, emaciated arm,
Get it all
No!
out. Yeah.
deeply
put it back.
contrasting the gorgeous mahogany skin of the halfling in front of you.
I put a Honeybun to my eyes. I don't want to see that. Put it away. Oh,
Honeybun
What is-
squirming and squealing.
what is wrong with you?
Well,
Spencer, you insensitive prick, what are you doing?
It's
No, not
absolutely.
Spencer,
I'm absolutely. It's just that Althea is so cute, and then she reveals this horrid thing about her.
I mean, I could
You
still,
completely
I could
shattered
still
my
hit,
perception of
so-
you. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, that was from a place of uneasiness and fear. I just wasn't sure what was going on. I apologize, Althea. Is there
Yeah, that's the usual reaction.
um what happened to you? Or what happened?
Some HR issues at my old job. My arm was stolen, basically, and replaced with this one.
What?
And I guess now I have superpowers.
Well, you've had superpowers. That vomit
Well.
still sticks into my nose. But what do you mean your arm was stolen? Whose arm is this? Do you know, like, where this came from? Or-
I don't know. I worked for a scientist, and apparently he had arms on hand and needed mine. So he took it, and then I never saw him again.
And you say that
I have two other
the
friends
arm.
who this happened to as well.
What was going on in that lab?
you
This was
know.
in Sparrow's Rest?
Yeah. Have you heard of Elroy Jammer?
And you can go ahead and give me a history check, Fitz.
Sure. It's a 7.
With a 7, you've definitely heard the name before. It's someone who's been very prolific in the community of experimentation and using the found knowledge from around the north and things like that to try to invent and create new things. But you being mostly in an archaeological field, you don't know much more than that on recollection right now.
You mean the experimenter?
Yes.
This is what
He
he
went
was
insane
experimenting?
about a year and a half ago.
Oh. Althea, I'm
This
so
is
sorry.
what he did.
Where is he now? Is he
I
still
mean-
around? Or... He's gone.
I don't know. Yeah. No one has seen him since.
Fitz stomachs
He's
the
at
vomit that's in
large.
his throat. Okay. Ooh, did you, have people seen this, or have you hidden it for a year? Like, do the... Who knows about this?
Austin knows. My brother. Anis knows. I hesitate to tell my parents. They're not really versed in things like this. And Anis has taken me to see a few people, but no one really knows what's going on. So I do keep it hidden.
Inspecting it, do I get a sense of some aura or something magical about it?
You are welcome to give me whatever knowledge-based check you feel is best. Be it history, arcana, religion, whatever you prefer.
Let's see. I'll do history. Or I'll do investigation. Is investigation fine?
Absolutely.
Honeybun, stop licking it. It's not for you.
It feels nice.
And I'll throw a guidance on that. Just to see if I can get a little bit better. A little better. 23.
With a 23, you can definitely tell that there's something peculiar about it, but not in a traditional arcane sense. It is not... I mean, obviously it's not originally Althea's, but it doesn't even seem to necessarily be originally halfling in origin. There's something about the thickness of it, the form of the musculature, things like that, that just doesn't seem right for anything that you've really seen before. That being said, it is pretty well. It looks as though it's pretty well in the throes of rigor mortis, even though, from what you can tell, Althea seems to be able to move it around just fine, as almost as well as, or just about as well as her other arm. So it's tough to glean much from it, but it doesn't seem like it was just some other random person's arm slapped on.
While you're looking at that, I just appear at the table. Like, I literally just appear. I'm already sitting.
It actually takes you guys off guard a little bit because you should be able to notice a bugbear moving over and taking a seat.
Yeah. That's
Hey.
are you Charity or are you Boomer?
No.
Oh, you're Boomer.
Boomer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, hey,
hi.
Hello.
Hey, Boomer.
you got a weird arm.
Yeah, that's what I
I
said.
do, yeah.
I said that a little
Yeah.
bit nastier than that, and I apologize again profusely, Althea.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty with how Boomer said it, so...
I fist bump you. I fist bump you like with like your weird arm.
We were going over it, but I was gonna say that doesn't explain how you're able to sense Acer. So
What? You can sense Aesir?
Yeah, my arm was burning like crazy near Skjaldar. And it was burning a little last night.
You say that, and I literally disappear. I disappear right in front of you,
Okay.
and I'm like,
Boomer, I needed your help. This
I'm
might
right
be
here.
magical.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, and then I reappear.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna get crazy.
Oh, okay. I see what is happening now.
Sorry, I was nervous and playing with the ring.
Can I help Boomer see if he feels anything like a magical connection to just our magic in general, or like the network of magic that, surrounds magical people?
Yeah, absolutely. The weave, I think it's officially called in D&D.
Yeah.
That kind of magical energy does exist in this world.
I don't
So
know
if
anything
you'd
about
like-
magic, man. I can look, I can check.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
don't
can you
know anything
can you
about
at least
magic.
try? So I can't give bardic to myself, so I'm saying maybe. No, I'm kidding.
So go ahead, Boomer. You're welcome to give me an Arcana check to see if you can sense any form of magic on it. You will have advantage, which is nice because you're getting the help action from Fitz
Guidance.
and that.
Plus guidance. What's your
And
guidance? And wait, what's the guidance?
A D4.
D4, and then what's the
And the
what's
Bardic's the D6.
D6? Okay,
What's that
so
change?
I got a nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
And with Bardic and Guidance, I have a 27. No, I'm sorry, a 29.
Bro!
Can I throw guidance on it too,
You did.
or can you
Oh,
can you
no,
only
you did
benefit
Bardic.
from
I
one
did.
guidance?
Yeah, no,
I don't know, actually.
If you
I'm
can
going to let
get
you
it
know
up
it
to
doesn't matter. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
okay, cool.
As the DM, I will say don't worry about it. I'm going to give you information that I wasn't going to give for at least like 4 or 5 sessions.
Okay.
But fuck it.
Great. We're jumping down the hole again, guys.
Yep, absolutely. So, Boomer, you personally don't have much of a knowledge of the arcane, but you tend to get a feeling for things, a sort of intuition about
Yeah.
it. And looking at this arm, you don't get any sort of natural magical feeling, right? But you do feel something you felt before. In fact, you seem to start to almost sniff out the same feeling on something Levi is holding.
Oh.
Not holding necessarily, but something Levi has on his person, I should say.
So I lean forward, I leer forward, like real, almost like creepy, like this, like looks like I'm gonna like milady your hand, and but I'm just smelling it, which is even weirder, frankly. And then, I like lean over a little further, and I'm like, wait, Levi, these are related.
Sisters?
I don't know. It just smells like you. somehow.
What did you do with my arm?
Wait, what? The arm smells like me?
Yeah, it smells like you. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't really know magic, but like, it smells like you.
So Levi will go over, and Althea, he reaches out his hand towards your hand and says, "May I?"
Yes.
Takes her hand and goes, and then just kind of like puts it down, and then goes under his arm, takes a sniff, and is
Even
like,
through the cloth and chainmail, the underside of your arm is infinitely worse than Althea's hand.
Oh God.
I didn't say it stinks. I said it smells like you. There's something you're carrying that smells like this. I don't know what it is, but there's something you have on you.
maybe this is the only thing that I could think of. And Levi will take the necklace off and show it to Boomer. And on it, you'll see that on one side, it has the face of Steeldar, which has an impressionist. You're able to tell him immediately because it has like kind of an impressionist version of Steeldar's face on it. But if you flip it over quickly, you'll see Stiala's face. Right?
Not Stiala, Presa.
Presa's face on it, who is Steeldar's sister.
You are hit with an immediate whiff of the exact scent once he pulls it out.
It's that. Whatever that is, it's related to that hand, to that arm.
What does this mean?
So, because of a beautiful nat 20, I will say you can infer, Levi, you know this medallion has some sort of connection to the gods, and it seems like that connection is what's causing this feeling, this tracking for Boomer to relate the medallion to Althea's arm. And not just in the sense that obviously Althea's arm can sense the divine, but it's a deeper connection, as though the way the medallion seems to channel Skjaldar and Price's energy, this arm seems to be generating that same energy, that same scent.
So I wonder if it's just that bloodline or all Acer or gods. Because it could just be them.
It might be the smell of their power. You know how power has a smell, you know?
Yeah.
Like after lightning, it smells like lightning.
After milliwatting,
Yeah.
it smells like lightning too.
Petrichor.
Petrichor, exactly.
You see Fitz stroking his chin and looking at Levi. I don't think I've ever seen that coin before, Levi. Is there... What did you say you got this?
This was my mom's. Sort of a family heirloom. You know, there was a Draugr incursion outside one of the towns, and she was a leader among, some of the different factions of soldiers that went out, but she never came back. She's never found either, frankly. Only thing left of her unit was this. So it was pretty young, so I don't remember a lot about her, but she was very cool from everything that I knew.
Well, my mother was a part of the army as well, and I'm just wondering if they've ever crossed paths. What was your mother's name?
Well, her name was Frida. At least her first name.
Frida. Interesting. Okay. Frida, and you... Wait, Levi, what is your last name?
I don't have a last name. So where we're from, we gain last names as part of our calling. Frida had gained the name, of Stormcaller because she had been a fierce warrior and
What?
a magician. Yeah.
Why? You need
And
to
so-
lead with General Stormcaller, not Frida. I mean, I love the name. I love both names, but I mean, you say Frida, I'm like, okay, Frida, sure. Who's Frida? General Stormcaller. Now that is a name. That's something I can probably look up. Okay.
Sure. I mean, but
What?
So I mean, my name would be like Waller. But since I'm not really much of a guardsman, but I'm not really doing that anymore, so I really haven't earned the right to a last name, culturally speaking.
Now we're gonna get you a good one. I pat him on the
Okay.
knee.
Now this whole thing, you've left me with a lot of questions. The reason I asked was because I would like to, if this is a family heirloom, maybe it was passed down through family. But if your names change all the time, based off of what you do, then that would be hard to research. Let me try something with... May I see your coin?
Oh yeah, please. And he hands it over.
Okay. My irises go gold. And I cast Identify on the coin.
All right. Can you give me, because you're going through the Identify spell, I'm just going to say, can you give me a religion check?
Religion, sure. I'm not very religious, as you all know.
Oh, the DC is definitely lowered because of the Identify spell, so.
Now, does a natural 20 get me anything?
Damn!
Oh, man!
Let me see if I crit again.
Let's go!
No.
The 20s
Natural
floweth down the mountain.
Natural 20.
With that, you can tell... Oh, jeez. Through the Identify spell, you can tell that this is a medallion that has existed for probably hundreds, if not over 1,000 years. It is directly linked to Skjaldar and Presa, and each side of the coin seems to be directly channeling their energy. Not even necessarily willingly through them, but it seems to form some sort of connection that you can immediately feel. The coin itself, you don't particularly know the history of because it doesn't seem like it was forged or used anywhere notably historically. You do know of the history of General Stormcaller, because whenever there was a threat that was genuinely real bad, she would get called up north to handle it, because it was said that she was strong enough on her own to rival an entire army. It's said that she had help from the gods themselves when she wielded her blade. A feeling of
What?
cold oppression would emanate from her when she was on the battlefield, causing many foes to simply flee in her wake.
Does anything happen when the medallion touches my arm?
So with the medallion, you go to reach out and touch it, and though it doesn't give you the heating feeling as you approach it like things normally do, as soon as you make physical contact, it's as though the coin has been heated up greatly, that kind of burning feeling. No one else seems to notice this, but you do.
Well,
It's a neat coin, isn't it?
Levi,
Can't even touch it.
Levi, the lead you have buried, first of all with Frida, is criminal what you've done to me. This is
What-
crazy.
What do you mean? I mean, my mom was like neat from what I know. I mean,
Neat.
she was wonderful.
Neat.
But yeah.
My mother
He was
loved your mother. She would handle any of the Oh my god. Okay, so you are Levi, Frida's son,
son of
General
Stormcaller.
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 I can't. Okay. Okay, I
Just
need
to be
give me
clear,
a second.
Just to be clear from like a role-playing side, it's clear that like Levi's taking him like he knew his mother as a kind and loving person, and she knew that like yeah, like my mom's like cool as shit, but like it's clear that there's some sort of disconnect that like he doesn't know like really what all that she really got up to, other than that she was well respected.
Fitz, he's been in the boonies most of his life. He doesn't know that his mother's a celebrity.
My mom's a what?
You,
What
like,
is that word?
The identify spell ends, and you cut to Fitz with his jaw on the ground. Okay, Levi, okay. Your mother, first of all, was not just a kind person. She was a badass. Like I said, my mother loved your mother. Not in the, not that way, but she was very, like, fond of your mother because of the things that she could do. The histories say that your mother, she commanded the power of the gods, kind of, ish. Not the god herself, but she radiated some aura about her that would make people flee. That is fierce. Your mother was not just cool. She was kind of hot, but also very fierce.
Hey Fitz, do you remember the action figures? There's definitely a few floating around the Bloomhart
For-
household.
Action figures?
Oh yeah.
What? I mean, I was never a fan of action figures, but yes, she has a whole line. Like, there's one that, like, she transforms, her armor pops out of her chest, and it's like, it kind of radiates blue. It's really cool. That is
There's
your
a bunch
mother.
of accessories that are her weapons.
Her weapons. What Tony? What weapons did she have? Like, what was her? Go-to?
Mostly a spear. Spears are the most common weapon of the city Levi comes from.
She had a huge spear. I know they probably exaggerated it a little bit, but it was massive. Good God. That's crazy. Okay.
There was even a scandal. They had to make it out of something different because the children are hurting each other. You know, it was a whole thing.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
the
I
yard
think they
darts.
tried
I
to-
remember the yard darts.
And I think something about they tried to make her they tried to give her like a companion, but the companion wasn't really working out. It wasn't really going. But wow. Okay. So all of that to say, your mother's a badass, but also this coin is something that she had. It was something that helped her in her battles. This coin holds the power of the gods. And Althea, I'm not sure why you would touch it, because it seemed like you winced a little bit. Is that the thing that happens when you get
Yeah, it was
hit?
hot as shit. So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, wait, your mom is just missing? Because it didn't seem like you were like, oh, she's confirmed. I mean, gone.
I mean, yeah, it was, from what I knew, a huge Draugr attack, and she went out, and for the most part, the attack was resolved, but her and her unit never came back. Initially, when we got news of all the people killed, we thought that, she might be in danger, but my dad insisted that, the guardsmen just go back out to find her body. But amidst the weeds
snow.
of cleanup and the snow, they found just a place that was surrounded by the bodies of Draugr. and then just nothing, like a crater
Wait,
left
hold
by
on.
a meteorite, and then just this medallion.
You didn't, and you didn't think to ask, Belial, what happened? He was there. He would have seen everything.
A certain amount of dread passes over Levi's face.
Oh dear.
What?
Oh my
Because
god,
that
we
did-
have to go back.
He's gone. You've missed your
dear.
chance. Okay.
He's not even there anymore. We go back.
Yeah, you see Levi's face just kind of like drown in color. Just, he's already so white. It's just, now it's just snow white as all the blood goes away from his face. It's just like, oh no.
eat something.
Oh dear.
I think I
Yeah,
lost my
sit down,
appetite.
Just sit down here. Here, hold Honeybun. I finally give you Honeybun.
and he holds the bear and just sits down like,
Toot peeks out sadly from my strawberry backpack.
I offer Toot a little bit of coffee.
Toot gets very messy.
If I'm holding on to the coin, I will give it back, but if I'm holding on to it, am I able to connect my magic with the coin?
You think with your knowledge of it through the identify spell and all that, you could probably try to activate it if you wanted, but it doesn't seem to want to respond to you. It seems like you'd be fighting against it to do so.
I don't want to activate it. My only thing is, like, if it's tied to if it's tied in the weave, then maybe a part of Levi's mother is still connected to it.
Unfortunately, because this is exclusively through the Aesir's magic, which seems to follow different rules and be internally sourced rather than channeled through the weave, it's tough to say if you could get much through traditional arcane means, but it's always worth trying.
Levi, I would like to try something with this. I'm not sure if it'll work, and I don't want to get your hopes up, but I'd like to try to see if I could connect to your mother, or to anyone really, by connecting my magic to the coin. Is that okay with you?
Lex.
Sure, go ahead. You see he's actually a little hesitant about it, but he gives it over.
Althea's gonna hold his hand with her brown hand.
Yeah, he'll give yours a little bit of a squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
This
My
is
strong hand.
My strong hand.
No, the brown one.
Okay. I'm gonna give it my all with this Arcana check.
Guidance.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay.
I think I have other stuff too.
Oh, come on. No. That is an 18.
Total?
Oh, with guidance? Hold on one second.
And is anyone going to try to help him with this?
Oh yeah, help action.
Cool, go for it. That will give you advantage, Fitzgerald.
Oh, it was very close to being a natural 20. But it will be a 22.
With a 22 in total, you see you're trying to channel it initially, but unfortunately what you're really good at is arcane, and this seems to be operating on a different wavelength. It's like trying to dial in through a ham radio with an FM radio. It's just not quite the same. But then you see Althea reach over with her weird, wrinkly, decayed hand and fight through the pain as she places her hand on the medallion.
Okay.
But this seems to manage to help you just get right in tune with what you need. And you see a vision of sorts. You see a vision of deep snow, seemingly an unending snowstorm, one that you can feel has been going on for 1,000 years or more. You feel the cold biting at you, but seemingly you feel unfazed by it. You know it's there, but it means nothing to you. And at your side is a woman of raven black long hair, standing with her back to you, both her hands up, seemingly holding a large double door, freestanding in the middle of the snow, mostly shut. And you stand guard watching over her. And the vision snaps away. You couldn't hold it quite long any longer.
That's a raven. It comes back. Oh, okay. Your mother's holding 2 doors, Levi. That's really... Wait. Did your mother have long black hair?
She did not, from your memory.
I don't think so. I mean, and he kind of like tugs at his blonde hair.
Is it Presa?
I'm gonna hand the coin back to Levi. Presa? Do you think so?
I mean, Presa.
Oh, can I look at the coin?
Stallion, right?
Right.
Huh?
Can I see the coin?
As you you hand the coin over, the revelation hits you, and you immediately ask for it back. As you flip it over and look at the Presa side, you see, though it is an artistic representation, and though you mostly only saw her from behind, it definitely seems like the woman you saw in your vision is Presa. It's as though you were looking through the eyes of your subject at someone else.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool, Tony. That's really cool, Tony. That's really fucking cool. I like
really
that.
Out of character, that's really fucking cool.
That's really fucking cool. Holy shit. Oof.
Do I have a like powerful Draugr arm?
I ain't telling you shit right now.
Oh my god.
Fitz?
I don't know if Levi can handle his mother being a Draugr. So I'm just gonna say, oof. That was and I'm gonna like shake it off. That was a weird feeling. I don't think it worked. I'm sorry, Levi.
Go ahead and give me deception.
Can I give you advantage because Levi's very trusting
Absolutely.
and naive.
That is totally fine. You can give him the help action on his deception check
that's exactly
against you.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
I want to counter that disadvantage.
You want to give me disadvantage?
No, I want to counter, make it flat. Like,
Yeah.
Levi cancel each other out.
That is.
Since
Because
you
I
were linked
definitely
to the
would be
medallion as
someone
well, I will allow it, I suppose.
Oh my god, no!
Because I feel like I'm definitely
Alright.
someone who's like gonna try and tell Levi the truth.
Okay. Then I will. I rolled twice, but I will re-roll a third time, and just take this roll. Okay, so that's much worse.
Oh, you had a custom roll of 1. Oh my goodness.
A custom roll of 1 plus. I'm
wait, that was the
still gonna
D4.
try to guidance myself. Okay, so that's a 12.
My passive wisdom is 12. So I would
So-
know that you're lying.
So Levi, he initially says it to you, and you are all in 100% until you look slightly to the side and see Althea giving Fitz the nastiest stink eye you've ever seen, which immediately makes you skeptical.
Fitz, what did you see?
Well, to be honest, I saw Presa. I saw her. She was standing there guarding the door, or she was trying to hold the door shut. The only reason I lied was because I didn't see your mother.
That is
I'll go for it again.
True.
I stand up and weirdly angrier than you've ever seen me. Like the stuff, like the bear goes not thrown to the ground, but it's definitely like dropped onto the ground. And you know the plate of food on my right leg clatters to the ground, and it's just like a hand goes like straight onto your shirt, and I pull you to me. And I'm rolling an intimidation check, and I'm standing over you, and I'm like, what did you see?
I have an important question, Levi.
Yeah.
Are you holding onto the coin at any point, or just onto Fitz?
I think if
I gave the coin back.
I think I would be grabbing onto the coin.
Can you do me a favor and roll your intimidation check with advantage? And Fitz, can you make a charisma save?
Holy shit.
Charisma save. Does my crossbow warning light up?
You do feel a sense of potential imminent danger.
Oh no. I've seen what this
that's
boy
a
can
22.
do. Alright.
I would like to cast Divine Smite. No.
No. Okay. Well, that is a 17.
Oh,
So
man.
you do see as he grabs your shirt and pulls you towards him, a seemingly oppressive aura emanate from him as everyone at the table actually begins to see what looks like a dark, almost smoke radiating from his body. He seems to be channeling some sort of much darker energy as he does this. I will never dictate a player's actions, but I will tell you, Fitz, you definitely feel, for the first time ever, properly threatened by Levi.
Okay.
I think it'd be fair to say that I'm a little bit not in control at this point.
Here.
I'm gonna step in and be like, hey, calm down. What's going on?
Yeah, Althea's gonna like stand in between and like try her best to like put her hands in between and be like, Levi, relax. Fitz, just tell him. Whatever it is.
I will give Fitz a chance to respond, and then I will have you, whoever you would like between the two of you, roll a persuasion check with advantage to try to calm Levi. But I will let Fitz respond first. If he chooses to.
Fitz feels the aura. Intimidated is not what he feels. He feels kind of sad because he's looking at a kid that doesn't know where his mother went. And I know where my mother is, and she's, you know, doing her thing, alive and well, and not missing. And he feels...
Even your mom would want to know the answer to this question.
Right. And yeah, that's an influence. Okay. All right. Levi, calm down, okay? Relax. I'm sorry. It is just not good news what I saw. Or what I felt. I don't know how it happened. She disappeared. She went to the north. She is with Presa. She's guarding her. But you know that no human can survive the north. Your mother was fearsome, but no one of us, of mortal flesh and blood, can withstand that type of cold. And I'm staring like directly at you, like meeting your eye, and then you see like big emotions coming from Fitz as he stares, as he looks to, I guess, wherever Althea is, and looks at that arm. Your mother is like this arm. Or what I assume. Your mother is not human anymore. And I didn't want to tell you that. I'm sorry, but I know you deserve to know. But you're not in a place right now to... And then he stopped himself. I'm sorry. I shouldn't presume that you aren't strong enough to hold this information, but... You saved me once, and I was just trying to save your feelings. Your mother is a Draugr.
And now can I get the persuasion check from Althea with advantage given by Boomer?
I think for dramatic effect, the arm is the one that's on Levi's chest. Or stomach, whatever I can reach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's only one. Hold on. First one was better. Persuasion is... -1. 14.
With a 14, it does help, Levi. You do feel more genuinely supported, even if misguided by your friends, rather than betrayed by them. But feel free to react accordingly as Levi.
I think he's just holding Fitz really close to him, and he just kind of like looks to his... He just glances kind of down right and sees Althea, and then like left and sees like Boomer like right behind him. And I don't know, so like out of character real quick, I don't know what this like aura thing is. All right, so I'm going to presume some mechanics here. And like as I'm holding you and I'm like weirdly stronger than I like really presume myself to be most of the time, there's a sense that like I don't want to let go, not necessarily of you, but like of this idea. And in probably a way that is like a little bit conflicted, you feel yourself get lowered backwards a little bit, not right up to Levi's face, and he closes his eyes for a second and opens and says, it's probably fine. She's likely okay. And he lets go and like kind of sits back down and just kind of like
I think
a little weak.
Before you sit down, I'm in this intense moment, in these feelings. I hug you before I let you sit down. I'm so sorry, Levi.
I hug all three of you at once.
So, as you all embrace Levi, Fitz, you felt as he went more from the anger to the, I would say, denial. You realize through the adrenaline you didn't notice it, but his hand almost felt cold. And that seems to dissipate as he lets go, and a brief moment of warmth, both physically and emotionally as you all huddle together in this embrace. For a brief moment, even the cold winds outside don't penetrate the shield your friendship has put up here.